There's one other platform thing. This one is back to the algorithm one more time and actually taps back into the discussion we had at the very beginning of the show about one other thing that happened over the weekend when you, me, and Neutrally hung out to watch the NFL game, which is that Neutrally is like, did you guys hear about this video? So Neutrally, can you tell us a little bit about what you were showing us?
Yeah, so I was actually on Instagram, but World Star posted that there was a video that was like years long.
Yeah.
So I was like, what the heck? Did you guys see it? And then I showed you.
Yeah, specifically it was 1,234,567 hours and 30 minutes long. So it's a very long video. By the way, that's 141 years, I think,
Hey,
if I did the math correctly.
Usually I want to see this.
And the title is just a diamond with a question mark. It has no thumbnail.
Whoa, how many hours? 1 million hours?
Yeah, 1 million hours, 141 years. No profile picture. It literally is like the
7 days ago.
Worst possible thumbnail, worst possible title, worst possible
That's
profile
actually
picture.
a great thumbnail.
But it has 2.6 million views over 7 days. And here's like an example of the type of comment that is all over there. WTF did YouTube just recommend that? Like, why were they recommending this? I think that first of all, I agree with you secretly, but there is a deep reason why, A, this is a great thumbnail, title, etc. But also, there's a deep lesson about packaging on YouTube, because all the YouTube experts would say this is a bad title and thumbnail, but
stands out.
There's something else. So tell me more about what your initial reaction is to this.
Okay, number one, because of the thumbnail, you can just bring it up neutrally on screen here. The thumbnail is good because it stands out, and you know that's the image you see when you don't have a thumbnail or when you need to upload a thumbnail. So creators will understand that. Anybody that kind of like understands YouTube culture, I guess, could do that. And then also it's just so bad, you're curious. That's the key word here. Secondly, it's got 2.6 million views. So you're curious why people clicked on it and why watch it. You know, part of the curiosity is like, what's in there?
Yeah.
Maybe there's something crazy in there. Maybe there's something whatever. And then 3, on the thumbnail itself, it says the timestamp. I talk about this a lot, how there's other things that trigger you wanting to watch, completely set aside from the thumbnail or the title. And so that timestamp really sticks out. I mean, even me, I'm shocked to see 1 million as a number for a timestamp. I can't even fathom what it would take to create that video. Like, you'd have to scroll on the timeline of your software like just forever, right?
Yeah.
Or like maybe like, I don't know, neutrally, can you set up something like with like software just like to hold the cursor over and you just like wait a few weeks and then bam, you got 1 million. And then the processing of all that. So those are my initial thoughts. And then why, though, would YouTube recommend it? Because I bet you there's a pretty high AVD on it.
There's people clicking on it and there's people watching it, is what you're saying.
They're just letting it play.
Yeah.
And maybe even if you do, think about it, even if you do like, what's the fastest you can go? 5x speed on a video?
I think, 4 or 5x.
But if you do 5x speed for 10 minutes, I don't know what the math is. If it's like, if it's 50 minutes or whatever, that's still 10 minutes AVD, right? And so, and then also if ads are playing, if he's making money off this, kudos to him, okay? By the way, it does give me an idea. I want to talk about it after you tell me more about this video. Or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, Doc is pointing to a couple things, which we'll bring up here in a second. The interesting thing about the video to me is 100% about packaging. So if you think about, I think that, is it Patty Galloway that popularized that term? Do you know who popularized that term packaging for YouTube?
I always learn a lot of stuff from Sean in terms of terms,
Yeah.
right? But I think, maybe Patty Galloway. Who knows?
At least I first heard it from Patty. And one of the things that everybody who's a YouTube expert talks about is the idea of packaging. YouTube, importantly, is not just a swipe and watch game, or not even just a watch game that you could call it on TikTok. It is a click and watch game. So half the battle in any YouTube video is getting somebody to click. So hence, YouTubers, I think the conventional wisdom is half the effort goes to the title and thumbnail, because that is what is packaged the video. It's what gets the click, right? And the other half of the effort goes to the video itself, right? That's kind of the thing that I've heard. In fact, we've heard YouTubers talk about, hey, we don't even make a video unless we come up with a good title first. And in fact, you've said that a little bit about your progression with vlogging to some degree, that you want to make sure you have a good title before you do anything first. And so when people talk about packaging, you could watch 100 videos on YouTube, and I guarantee you 99% of them would say, well, what are you doing for your thumbnail and what are you doing for your title? Here are the two things that you should be doing at all times. That's what the video is all about when it comes to packaging. But there's a couple of other things when it comes to packaging on YouTube videos that aren't the thumbnail and title. The first one is another one that a creator controls, which is their profile picture, right? To some degree, there's a little bit of interest there. Like if I see MKBHD's face in the profile picture, I'm more likely to click it because I
show me that video again mutually.
Yeah, please pull it up.
Screen.
But then there's a couple of others as well. One of which is exactly what you said, the view count. If something has a million views, I'm going to be like, oh, there must be something interesting. By the way, if it's something that's topical, the date also makes a big difference. 7 days ago, oh, this is really recent. Something weird has happened recently, right? But I think the most important, the most topical of something that we talk about all the time is the length of the video. So people look at that, and by the way, literally the length of the video is what is attracting people to click on this in the first place. It's kind of like the intriguing piece of this video overall. But even when it's not something ridiculous, like 1 million hours of content on YouTube, people are making the decisions based off of whether something's a minute long or 3 minutes long or 30 minutes long or an hour long, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, it's a good point. And then the reason I had mutually bring up the image is because, okay, in addition to the title and the thumbnail, there's another thing that people don't think about, the view count. If the view is really high, you're like wondering why, okay? You can throw this up so I can see mutually what I'm talking about. But there's these other two things that you never think of unless it's really bad. The profile picture.
Yep.
It's just the default, or it's not. I don't even know if the default. And then the name. I just realized it. The name of the channel is a question mark.
Well, I think this is the name of the video. In fact, by the way,
this is the video.
This is a really interesting thing. Yeah? They don't show the name of the channel anymore, I don't think, on these things.
Okay. But then the last one being the length of the video, which I always thought is a determining fact. But in this case, it might be the only thing making you really intrigued, but then it's triggering all the other things. So yeah, the packaging of a video, there's games you can play. There's honestly games you can play with this, but wow, in 7 days. I always say, whenever a creator who works really hard to create valuable content, especially if it's more highly produced, but even me, when I do a vlog and I see a video like this, it pisses me off a little bit. Because like, dude, that's like, it's not going to work forever because people are going to do it and it's going to become what thing. You want to hear my idea though? My idea,
please tell me,
is go do a mega vlog. I've been wanting to do a long stream with Neutrally on my cooking channel where I cook pizzas for like 3 hours because that's how long my pizza sessions are, because I use my inside oven and it could easily be like 2 or 3 hours. I would drink champagne. I actually go and fold the dough. I'm making the toppings, all that good stuff, and set it up like a legit live stream. And I'm curious, just because of the length, I think that's novel, especially for my super fans. I don't know for sure if I have super fans. I know I have people that appreciate what I put out. They would want to watch it, especially if it's dynamic. Yes. You know, we're starting to do more stuff with ASMR sound, so better microphones. So if I did this Neutrally, I think it makes sense for me to have like a secondary microphone where the food is at, right? Neutrally's way, nodding his head. Because, you can get the sizzle of like if I'm making like mushrooms or something like that. And then, even I've thought about this one, the sound of me cutting the pizza. But point I'm trying to make is that playing on your TV for like 2 or 3 hours would, for some people, would be like the thing they want. And the only reason they don't get to watch that or watch it because no one makes it, because it's a lot of work. This is the first time where it's worth it because guess what is playing as well? Ads. And I know the longer my videos have gotten, the more AdSense I make with less effort.
I have a question for you, Benji. If people saw that video, Nudgely, can you pull it up one more time? If people saw that video for the first time, when YouTube was first recommending it, and it said 1 minute, would it have 2.6 million views?
No.
Right? It definitely wouldn't.
No. That's why I say it's the number one factor.
Yeah, if it said 30 minutes, would it have that many views?
No.
It's the fact that it is so extreme that is causing people to click it. And what that video proves is that people are deciding to click on, they're, first of all, seeing the video link. That's the very first thing we have to prove here. They're seeing the video link and they're making decisions on what to click on based off of how long the video is. Now, I'm not telling you to make a 1,000,000-hour long video, but I am telling you that if you are thinking about packaging, one of the things you should be thinking about is how long your video is, because people are making decisions based off of that, which is something you taught me, Benji, but I think everybody forgets about when they talk about packaging, which is that the video itself is equally important when it comes to the packaging, at least when it comes to length. Now, did you want to say something before I kind of get into the sleuthing here?
The what?
The sleuthing. There's a lot. We caused some ruckus in the chat.
Okay. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
I always had this idea. Actually, somebody else gave me an idea, to be fair, but I'll just say it right now. You know, as TVs became like basically just bigger and like windows to the world.
Yeah.
You see it right now. I've always said, and I kind of got this idea from COVID. I was like, you know, I would have loved to be in New York City during COVID when everything was locked down and set up a camera on Times Square when nobody was there and just record it. Just record like footage for stock video, okay? Because it's like apocalypse or zombie town or whatever, okay? A great channel idea is record one like view of something beautiful. It could be like a downtown view. It could be like a scenic mountain view. It could be a waterfall. And that video be like 6 to 8 hours long. Really good audio. And by the way, I got this also from different ideas, is the, I've talked to this with David Foster before, but the microphone getting all the rain sounds.
Yes.
Like there's these high-end microphones that get it. So I like to sleep to rain sounds. And so I was thinking, and this would play into that. Because if you see a long video, why do I say this though? It's for a practical reason.
Yes.
Say you live in like a crappy apartment that has no view.
Yeah.
And you have these new TV frame devices, you could play that, and if it's 8K and it's high quality and the sound is there, it's like you're looking out onto the street.
Yeah, it's a simulation.
Fact, sometimes this channel could be like everything. I would do a video of like a view outside of a skyscraper in New York City, and I'd have the microphone sticking out the window, getting all the sounds of the taxis and the honking, you know, like the boats, maybe, you know, like other sounds. Anyway, so that's a video channel idea that I think is totally worth it. It's so dang easy, and you just have to get the packaging right, and then you just got to do it. And the longer that video is,
Yes.
the more likely. So if it's a 12-hour video, that's better, because think about it. If someone uses it for that function as like a window outside.
Yeah, you don't want it changing every minute. You want 12 hours of
guess
that one
what
thing.
else you want? You want different seasons. So it gets kind of crazy.
So I'm so sorry. I have to get back to the chat because they're beating me up so much here. So first of all, Doc Rock is like, no, that's the image of the missing video, right? So first of all, a little bit of real-time follow-up. But how long is the actual video? Because it ain't 1 million. The thumbnail's fake for sure. It's probably like 10 hours.
Oh, the thumbnail's fake?
David Foster says, Doc Rock, yeah, because there's a time limit to uploads. He says, yeah, it's 15 minutes to 5x a 10-minute video. He says that it was Patty. They keep going and going and going. The real answer is that it's like a 12-hour and 34-minute video. So it's nothing crazy, which is like the YouTube limit.
Hey, they played into the psychology. I got tricked for sure.
But actually, they did do something weird still, which is that thumbnail is, the packaging on it is something that they did with the metadata. They did something weird with their video upload. They figured out how to make it display that on the YouTube player, and it's showing that long.
Or they just upload that.
What do you mean? They did upload what?
That
The
thumbnail.
But how would they, Neutrally, can you pull it up again? How would they fake the video length?
I don't know.
I don't think that they do. I think that it's a metadata thing.
Okay, that's crazy though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
I didn't even think about that, because now I'm in this new era where videos are going to be longer, and I got kind of excited. So what's the maximum length of a video?
12 hours and 34 minutes. But I will say that we've broadcasted for 24 hours straight before. So at the very least, if you do it live, you could do something that's longer than 12 hours.
Huge hack. And I'm talking on all platforms, because when you do a live stream on Instagram, that turns into reels, and it doesn't matter how long it is, or at least it's longer than any 60-second reels.